Activities in the domestic equities market resumed the week on a positive note. The all-share index moved up 0.39%. It's closed at 49,218 points yesterday. Still not, we're inching. I don't know if we're inching higher to the 50,000 level or moving backward to the 48,000 level, but it's in the middle there, it's dangling and hanging there. But bargain hunting, as he mentioned earlier, supported the buy interest, supported the positive performance. Boa Cement was up 5.4% yesterday. Now we see month-to-date returns settling at 1.2% now, still in the negative, but year-to-date returns has moved up to 15% from 14% that we opened the week with. Now, total volume of trades transacted was up about 29.5% yesterday to close at 119.28 million units. We had value down to the millions yesterday. It was not very impressive. 857 million units, 857 million naira. I'm always used to saying it in units. So it was traded yesterday, all in 3,580 deals. Now we have Ambrose Amodion. He's the Chief Research Officer at Invest Data Consulting to tell us more about what happened in the market yesterday and basically to give us an insight into what direction the market is going to take from this day forward. So Ambrose, we have Ambrose in the house to talk to us about that. Ambrose, are you there?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yes, looking at the market performance yesterday, I would say that there's a rebound, but rebound in tech analysis, we call it a dead cat bounce until we see a kind of a sustained trend today. We'll say yes, we are really back to a good market, but the good thing is that looking at the chart, see that market has been on a kind of a downtrend. But seeing the rebound yesterday, we saw what we call a bullish engulfing and on the daily chart, looking at the candlesticks, it tells you that market is on the way up. But until confirmed today, that's why I said technical analysis, this move for a dead cat bounce. But until we see success today, we will not see the uptrend. But looking at the monthly chart for the market, I can see that the market has been on a kind of correction for straight 3 months. But in this month of September, we're seeing a kind of decline. And there's a lot of expected earnings that are coming on in the month of October. And also the outcome of the MPC meeting also determine where the market goes from here. So that the monetary policy has really done for investors the sentiment for this while. We believe that the outcome of can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead. You said the outcome of the MPC meeting. Complete your thoughts, please.
We'll determine the direction of market to go from here because we saw a rebound yesterday. If it is sustained today and the outcome also come out positively, that means market will see a strong rebound in the month of October. That is why this week we expect the market to be in a mixed trend until outcome of the meeting today and also end of the quarter will be dressing also support the market. But really, what will drive the market is liquidity, and it will now be from the outcome of them is where is the sector investor be looking at.
Okay, let's look at the technicals, Mr. Ambrose. Let's look at the technicals. Looking at the charts, let's look at what the month is talking about right now. Can you tell us where we are right now on the chart? Are we seeing a rebound? Is it going to be sustained? Because we opened the week positive, but are we going to sustain this positive sentiment? Looking at what the chart is saying at the moment.
On the monthly chart, we're seeing that the market has been on a decline. But what we saw yesterday, being the last, this being the last month, the last week for the month of September, might see a rebound. But what we saw yesterday is not enough to confirm. Like I said earlier, until we see a sustained trend today, that we look at that big confirmation this morning. For market, I feel that the market is still uptrend because it's still above 50 days moving average and also 20 days moving average. The market is strong on a monthly chart. Also on a weekly chart, market is still strong. Only on a daily chart, we see that market is below 20 days moving average and 50. But for me, looking at this chart now, market has no potential to rebound or depend on what on the fundamental aspect, which is what the earnings were expected and also liquidity. And the outcome of the meeting today will determine. But what we saw yesterday, the good move we saw kind of a bullish engulfing chart candle yesterday. But this morning, we're seeing also market trying to open in a positive trend. But if it is sustained at the end of the meeting or any between the meetings closed today, that will give us a clear direction. But for me, investors in the market should not panic, but rather it's time for them to go for the sectoral rotation. Which sectors or industry benefit from even the rate hike. As we are discussing before, the liquidity that will come from the PFAs as well as even the mortgage move. And at the same time, the PFAs are the major player in this market since the last 3 years. If they come back to the market at the end of the month of September in October, seeing the third quarter, that will will change the trend of the market. That means any investor that are thinking long term, not panic. Only traders might be a bit jittery, but for investors that are thinking long term, it's not time for you to panic. But the market still has got a long term positive.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose. It's always long-term investors that probably make the most of this, dip that we see at the moment. So, he mentioned the PFAs as a pension fund administrators. We're still talking pension, we're still talking mortgage. That is where the direction of the market right now. The investors key into that, they probably reap a lot of rewards, and not very long now.
Yeah, and that's why here we're on Business Morning. We're going to stay on that issue and find out, the implementation of it and see how, that will affect, because once it affects the life of individuals, then it can move the markets, move investor sentiments in the market also.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much, Will.
Thank you so much.
And we'll take a break now. When we come back from the break, we'll head to our London studio where Juliana is already standing by. Will join us again. Head to the UK now where Juliana is standing by. Good morning, Juliana. I don't know if there's anything new we're going to talk about this, but Kwasi Kwarteng is to meet with bank bosses later today. Of course, talking about those tax cuts and reactions we've been talking about for days now. But what are the expectations from this meeting?
What are the expectations? Well, I think that's a good question. Not sure what the answer is. Good morning, Inni. I think it's fair to say that Kwasi Kwarteng, the Chancellor, has not had an easy couple of days, to say the least. He is the talking point of the country and of global markets ever since on Friday he delivered that so-called mini budget announcing £45 billion worth of tax cuts. There's also a poll this morning from YouGov on behalf of the Times, which puts the Labour government 11 points ahead of the Conservatives, and that is the highest lead they've had in about 20 years. If there was a general election tomorrow, Labour would swing it, and that's how he is going to be entering this meeting. Now, this meeting he's going to be joined by the City Minister, Andrew Griffith. He's just been appointed. It was always in the diary, as to be expected, because if you're a new Chancellor, you've got to meet hedge fund bosses and bank bosses who are typically on a Conservative side. And if the pound didn't slide, things would have been rosy, because, of course, he kind of appeased them by abolishing the 45p tax rate. Anyone over 150 grand benefits from that. Bankers are in that category. And he also ended the cap on bankers' bonuses. But then, of course, the pound dropped to its lowest level since decimalisation, and he now needs to talk about his plans for growth. Now, I think we obviously had that statement from Andrew Bailey, the Bank of England governor, yesterday, trying to calm markets. It did a tiny bit, but then we also had an intervention from the Treasury, which, of course, is headed by Kwasi Kwarteng, saying kind of hold your horses. That was only a mini budget. On the 23rd of November, we are going to outline more fiscal rules and fiscal policies ahead of the spring budget next year. That's if this government lasts that long. So it is pretty tense, but we're just going to have to wait and see, because, of course, there are allegations of hedge funds basically, dumping the pound to earn lots of money. Is that going to be discussed? But yes, it is going to be a tense meeting. It's happening in the next couple of hours, but unfortunately for Kwasi, not under a very nice and pleasant backdrop.
Yeah, not Juliana, but I think we'll have to hold our breath and wait for Business Incorporated. If we can get details of that meeting, would really appreciate it in a couple of hours, and we trust you. They're always there for us, Juliana. We'll talk to you at 1:30. It's happy today in Nigeria, Juliana. We're holding our breath for two things now.
Yes, very much coordinated.
Yes, all right. So we'll see you at 1:30.
See you then.
So normally at this time, I would have to head to the screen and do that crypto numbers. I'm glad I don't have to do that now, because Laddie Williams is back from that long leave he's been enjoying. Laddie, I have to tell you, your market has not been treating me well.
It's quite incredible.
It's been a bloodbath, as you would say. It's for weeks, and then Bitcoin went as down as 18,000. Just because you're coming today, went back to 20,000. I don't like that.
It's quite interesting, because I thought I'd be walking into a bull market, but no, it's not a bull market, and it's extreme fear.
I think you were manipulating something when you were on leave, Laddie. That's why the market was in the red.
Yeah, and it's still in the red now. We're seeing its extreme fear this morning at 20 points. You know, talking about the fear greed index for the market now. Let's flip over now. Let's see what's happening with the market cap there. We see $973.22 billion there. That's up about 6.11%. Volume traded $86.23 billion. That's up about 53%. Talking about the market cap there. Bitcoin dominance, 39.83%, below the 40% range. Let's see what's happening to the price of Bitcoin this morning there. $20,224, up a massive 8%. We saw that jump with the DXY there. Talking about the US dollar easing this morning, and we're seeing that play out in the crypto market. Volume traded $50.80 billion. If we can see what's happening with that DXY chart, we'll get that DXY chart and see how that's looking. Okay, you see it there. We see that pullback down there from 114 points, about 113 points this morning, showing that the dollar is easing, but it's still on an uptrend at this point. Let's bring in Solomon Amunde now, digital market analyst, to bring us up to speed. Hello, Solomon. Great to have you.
Yeah, good morning, Laddie.
Morning. So we're seeing the DXY actually ease this morning, and we're seeing Bitcoin having that massive jump. Is this sustainable?
I believe it's totally sustainable, but for Bitcoin, I still believe it will still come down to test about 18,500 as long as we are unable to break 22K. So we're still playing sideways. If you zoom out to like a weekly chart, we're still sideways. Nothing special has happened. It's still in an extreme fear zone. Any trader that is going in hard into the market right now is risking losing so much if you're going long. So we're still playing sideways currently.
Right, and you can still just enjoy some of these relief rallies as they come. Let's talk about Ethereum now. We know we've seen that transition to proof of POS working process there, but we're still seeing the proof of work fork. That's ETHW. That one is still, coming out, and they're claiming it's going to be the same price as Ethereum. What are you seeing?
So basically, the community, they weren't in consensus to going with proof of stake for Ethereum, and we still have a small fraction of the community that still wants proof of work, basically because of so much they've invested into mining rigs and all. So basically, I feel long term we might see ETHW get to about $150, but I don't see it rivaling Ethereum to about $1,000. I don't really see that happen, no matter even if it's in the next 10 years. I don't really see that happen. But I believe it will hit $100 to $150 with a market cap of fairly around $30 billion. That is very, very achievable and possible.
Quite interesting. And how do you get the fork tokens, the ETHW? How do you get that?
Yeah, basically, if you held any Ethereum till the date of the fork, which was second week of September, around September 15th or thereabouts, if you did hold any amount of Ethereum, you will get the equivalent amount as ETHW, which is the proof of work version of Ethereum. So you just need to go to your wallet. Even if you have 0.5 Ethereum or 5 Ethereum, you would get the equivalent amount to as ETHW.
ETHW. All right, Solomon Amunde, digital market analyst. Thank you so much. Okay, so we flip over to the top alts by market cap now. We see it's mostly green on that counter there, with BNB there up about 5.18%. We see Cardano 46 cents up 5%. And we see eCash there. So it's all green in the market. And I don't know if you're want some of these forked tokens. Talking about Ethereum, you'd have to hold some Ethereum to get any of that.
Yeah, well, I'll think about that. So I think I'm more familiar with the equities. Let me stay there.
That's fine.
Thank you, Laddie. Good to have you back.
Great to be back.
So that's it on the program, but do join us at 1:30. Today is not going to be the normal Business Incorporated, it's MPC decision day, so we'll have a special edition of Business Incorporated and we'll bring you that decision. And of course we'll have a panel of discussion, and you would know what to expect and then how it could affect you, affect your money, affect your economy in just a couple of hours. That's at 1:30. Do join me then during Business Incorporated. Until then, I'm Ini John Meko. Have a profitable business day.